fun house, lights are spinning bright. Crazy, wacky game show, every inbox inside. Welcome to John's fun house. Go on, take your chance. Who's the goat of email marketing? Who's the goat of email marketing?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to John's Funhouse. So this is the only game show on the internet stupid enough to put marketing's biggest names through some absolute chaos, all to find out one thing: who really is the GOAT of email marketing? So if you're new here, this is how it works. We have 5 contestants over the series with 7 different challenges and plenty of points to play for. So each week we put a new contestant through the same ridiculous fun challenges, and then the leaderboard is going to hopefully tell us who is the best. So the whole point of this show is to blow away all the smoke and mirrors nonsense to prove that email marketing doesn't have to be boring. It can be fun, it can be silly, it can be real. My name is John McKee. I'm your host. I'm the founder of Go Email Marketing, and this is my fun house, which does mean it's my house and it's my rules. Now, before we carry on, this series is sponsored by ActiveCampaign, email marketing platform trusted by over 180,000 businesses worldwide. So if you are serious about email marketing, it's definitely worth checking those guys out. So let's have a little recap. In episode 1, we had Alex Catoni, who scored 24.5. In episode 2, we had Kennedy, who just snuck ahead with 26 points. So he is now at the top of the leaderboard. But will he stay there? Well, we will find out with today's guest. So today's contestant doesn't really need money introductions, but I'm going to give it a really good go. Started his first business at the age of 19. No qualifications, no connections, purely just a bit of drive and a dream. And he went into entertainment agencies for managing tribute acts, and not just managing, then becomes the lead singer of Take That tribute band. And I'm not going to say anything, but I definitely had a Gary Barlow cassette subscription when I was younger. From here, then goes on to build multiple businesses from scratch over 15 years. Guinness World Record holder, Channel 4, Love Triangle, hosted sold-out Business Mastery live events. He's had successful Apple-topping podcasts with helping thousands of people build online businesses. I'm not sure what else he can do. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Funhouse, Matt Hall. How are you feeling about all this? You just kind of coming in and let's see what happens.
You just mentioned 2 names who I consider genuine guts in email marketing. I'm just some guy who helps people with business. I'm like, they're the experts in email marketing. I'm here for some fun. I'd love to see you get gunged at the end of it, but I'm absolutely not under any illusion that I'm here to top the leaderboard today. I'm just here for the fun and the banter.
Round number 1 is the yes-no game. Here is how it works. I am going to hit Matt with 20 rapid-fire questions about email marketing, business, life, take that, whatever it's going to be. Your job is to answer in one word, but that word cannot be yes or no. You will start with 5 points, and for everything you get wrong, you will be deducted a point. If you manage to get through all of the questions, you will hold on to maximum 5 points. Are you ready, Matt?
Indeed.
Okay, good.
Was that one of them?
Come on, no, not until I say starting. Okay, right. Here we go. Do you think email marketing is important for course creators?
Absolutely.
Did you enjoy being on Love Triangle?
I didn't.
Really?
Unsure.
Would you go back on reality TV?
Possibly.
Is Take That the greatest boy band of all time?
Indeed.
Can you still hit any of those big high notes?
Sure.
Do you think most online courses are rubbish?
Indeed.
Have you ever sent a marketing or sales email that you instantly regretted?
Possibly. Definitely.
Would you say that you're a better singer than you are a business coach?
Never.
Have you ever read one of your own emails back and felt sick?
Never.
Are you going to win this show?
Indeed.
Are you nervous?
Indeed.
You sure?
Possible.
Okay. You made it through. Congratulations.
Yes. I don't know why, but whenever the answer was no in my head, I was like, there's no other word in the world that exists other than no. So my mind just went so unbelievably blank. So that's a terrible start. But hey ho, we're still here.
No,
we're still in the game.
5 points is 5 points. Yeah, I've never heard the word indeed as much. So on to our next section. So this is one of our favorites. This is Goat or Go Home. So we are going to talk about marketing and email marketing tactics that you want to keep or you think are goated, or ones that need to be banished and sent home. So we've got a few topics to go through. One of the things I want to look at, and this still gets mixed reviews, is using freebies as lead magnets to build your email list. Some people, yeah, of course, yeah. Some people seem to don't like the word lead magnet because it's like they feel like they're herding cattle, whereas other people are like, we're just trying to give them stuff.
I'm goat for this one. I think absolutely. I think what happens quite often with any marketing is things go through trends. And then what happens is then people fight back against a trend because they want to start a new trend. I think the general principle of basically not trying to take somebody to bed on the first date and instead buying them a drink first is always going to win. So for me, it's goat.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah, that's the greatest analogy ever.
We didn't think it'd go there, but there we are.
Yeah. When you send a welcome sequence, you should send at least 7 emails.
Go home.
Go home.
I don't think it needs to be that many. I think quite often people are finding that if it feels automated, like one and then wait 2 days and then send another and wait 2 days. I don't think that kind of formulaic approach is going to win right now in 2026. I think we need to think how we can be a little bit different. What I would be looking at is for each individual brand and business, what is right for them, their ideal client, where that person's come from, where they're at in the journey right now. I don't think it's as black and white as just needs to be minimum 7. I think we need to be more nuanced in our approach.
Yeah. I think as well, like you've just said there, with everything with AI and automation, and like you've just said, people are going the opposite way where they want connection, they want they want to feel a person, right? So yeah, no, I love that. When it comes to launch time, including countdown timers on your sales pages or your emails,
I think whether we like it or not, I think like psychology of humans is we need deadlines, we need pressure, because all of us are living very busy lives. We've all got 1,000,001 different things going on, and we need those reminders. Because if not, we get distracted, we don't take action. If we don't take action, we don't get results. So I am not in the school of thought of thinking, oh, it's really shady, putting time and pressure. Like, that's life. If we don't have reminders of stuff, we're going to miss stuff.
Yeah. Well, like, why do we have clocks?
Right. Well, let's get rid of them all. We don't need them.
We'll just wander around aimlessly and just randomly do things.
It's too much pressure. I don't want to know the time. Shut up. Get the clock on.
Should people's approach be like you've said there with trends, there's always something, right? The minute it feels like everyone's like Substack, for example, like that's coming to a big thing at the minute. Should there be this whole social media versus email marketing? Should you be promoting, like, should you have people say, no, don't waste your time with an email list. You can reach more people on social, or vice versa? Or should it be both?
So what am I saying? Go or go home to?
So social media versus email list.
Go home. I think it absolutely should be both. Yeah. And I think standard principles will kind of live on throughout the trends, like the basics of don't just rely on one thing to get visible or to build your relationship, I think is a pretty smart business move when it comes to marketing, period. So I don't think we should ever rely on one form of marketing, no matter what trends are in or out at the moment.
Yeah, that's fair. When it comes to things like webinars, live events, how do you feel with webinars leading to then sell something? Is that still goated, or is that a go home?
Goated for me.
Yeah.
Again, I think how we frame a webinar is really important. What we deliver in the webinar is important, but webinars still absolutely work and they absolutely convert.
Yeah. What about charging for webinars?
Also goated. I think what that does is qualify leads quite often. People, if they pay for that webinar, you know that they're seriously wanting it. They're not just dipping in their toe. So what that gives you is a different kind of audience that can equally work really well.
Yeah. And it's interesting when you look at, when we've done this with clients and we've looked at the data of that, and then people will say, well, you know, when we did it for free, we have like 1,000 people sign up. So, okay, yeah, but who showed up? 200 or you know, but people are going to show up for what they've invested in.
Yeah. And how many buy and what's the price point? You know, if already they're paying something for the webinar, you might get a lot less, but you might have a much higher conversion rate. So it absolutely can work.
Yeah, cool. I'm scoring you maximum 5 points there. I really enjoyed that segment as well. Like, yeah.
I thought at this point I'd be out the game, so I'm just happy to still be here.
You're hanging in. Okay, so on to predict the future. So this is the bit where we want to give as much of our knowledge to the viewers as possible. But I want to know from you, particularly in your field, because courses, communities, all that kind of thing, it does come with a bit of a stigma at the minute. It feels like there's under a lot of scrutiny. Where do you feel it is right now, probably compared to what it was over the last few years? Whether that's the advancement of AI or people's sort of trust being broken a little bit. And then where do you see that going equally?
So I think it's absolutely right to identify that trust is not what it was. And there's multiple reasons for that. You know, if we go back to like 2020, when it was the lockdown era, so many people were at home using Zoom for the first time, discovering webinars for the first time. Like, it was an entirely different period of time in which it was all new for people. What's happened for a lot of people is they now know the formula of like webinars and launches. So it's not as much of a wow factor. Many people have done courses before, not got results for various reasons. Then there's the advancements of things like AI. There's multiple different things that have meant that I think people are just generally finding it harder to trust online. I see it as a brilliant opportunity, because what this has done has meant the people who are just playing at it are going to get left behind. But the people who genuinely care and genuinely willing to put in the extra work and go above and beyond will capture the market, because people are still going to trust somebody, and they're still looking for answers. They're still looking for mentoring and support and all the stuff. So I actually think this is a great thing. I think, 5 years ago, it was a bit of a free for all, and anybody that was willing to show up with energy and personality and be able to talk the talk could make money. I think the beauty of now is that is not the case. And that's only a good thing for overall leveling up the industry. So yes, if we want to call it, I know a lot of people say it's the trust recession. I think that's valid. I think it's real. But I also think it opens up opportunity for people who genuinely want to build a substantial business, that want to build trust with an audience, and that want to actually do good in their business and, genuinely help people. So I think the way that things have gone now is, I think what is selling is, well, first of all, I think just standard courses are not selling the same. I think if it's just information only, you're going to struggle to make that compelling for people, because we all know we've got access to AI that can give us information quicker and easier than it's ever been before.
Yeah.
So I think we have to think about that with what we're launching. And I think it's what's working best is what I'm calling like a hybrid model. And it's like a hybrid between group programs where there's live teaching, there's community, there's the modules you'd get in courses, but there's also AI baked into the program. So things like having your own chatbot that people can basically have access to your brain and your style of teaching 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, rather than having to wait for the next call to solve their problems and to get answers. I think, utilizing AI in ways that helps people create things and the more sort of like done for you aspect is really important, so that people are not just going to pay for a program or a course that teaches them what to do. They're going to pay for something that helps them actually get it done, or does part of it or all of it for them. So I think it's like we've got to look at this sort of multi-layered approach of what we deliver versus just a course or just live teaching and things like that. We need to be thinking of putting more in there right now. And I think those that are thinking like that, I mean, we've just done our biggest launch yet a few weeks ago. And in the 7 days that the cart was open, we did just short of £200,000 of sales in 7 days. And that was at a time where everybody's saying webinars are dead, chin's dead, buses don't sell. And effectively, we did a webinar selling a course. Just the way we've approached it is more this hybrid model.
Yeah. That's so interesting. And it's like everything seems to have died. Like you said,
everything's
emails,
dead.
They're dead. Everyone's dead. We're
all dead. The world's ended. It's pointless. Just don't get out of bed.
So do you think, like, going forward in an online business space, then, are you going to either see more people trying to, or probably like the mediocre to generic stuff being seen through because people are being more educated with like AI and they can kind of see the marketing angle, whereas the positioning, like you've just said there, arguably you've done the same kind of framework, right? Like you've still followed that loosely, but you've done such a different positioning around it, and what you're actually listening to your customers or clients of what they need, and then you're building that into it.
1000% that. It's about understanding what people need right now. It's about getting that, doing that market research, getting that feedback. And what we understood is people are less likely to invest thousands of pounds in just getting information alone. So then you've got to fill in the gaps and think, how can AI fill in some of those gaps? How can we still keep that personal aspect? Because just AI, again, isn't what people are wanting. They want human beings, they want real people. And also, a key part of all of this is the brand you're building. So it's like if there's 10 different people that have got really similar programs and courses, what's the decider between who you're going to buy from? And it's usually the brand, it's the testimonials, it's the track record, it's how long have you been doing it, it's, you know, what are the results you've been getting. So I think like a big part of this, if we want to remain relevant and the go-to person, is really focusing on personal brand. And I've always said this anyway, but in many ways, more than ever in this kind of backdrop of AI, trust recession, and so on.
Yeah. And it's funny because like information now has become the lowest form of entry. Like it's the easiest way anyone could go in and say, if I was to sell this course, what would I need to say? Anyone can do that. But when you've got people that have been doing it for years with lived experience of actually delivering the results with real results with people that they see themselves as peers with, it's completely different. I think, you're so right. So if someone could take one thing away from this, then almost like, I'm not making this all about AI, but if someone in this, you know, coaching space or they've got a coaching business, if they could take one thing away from what they probably should be looking to do maybe for the rest of the year within their business, what would you say that is? What's the big takeaway for them?
I would say not to just rinse and repeat what's always worked. And to the points that we've already made, it's not about drastically changing everything. It's sometimes just looking at those little differences, those little tweaks, those little things you can evolve and change based on what people need right now in this moment. I think the mistake a lot of people have made and why some people who were doing really well 2 or 3 years ago are struggling now is they've just created a course, sold it, and then they just resell it every year, you know, and they're not evolving that course or that program, that product over time. So I think it's basically not resting on our laurels. I think with AI, things are evolving faster than we've ever known. It's like a really crazy time for all of us to try and stay on top of things. But I think as a mindset, as an attitude, as an approach, it should be to constantly be looking at what are the slight tweaks, changes, shifts in what people are needing right now, and be agile enough to be able to adapt and evolve in real time as quickly as you can. And the thing is, yes, it's moving faster than ever, but also for you to implement and change with the times is easier than ever to move fast because of AI. So I think it's about not being scared of that and embracing it.
Yeah, move almost where your audience are going, like move with them rather than just saying like, this is what we do and we'll do it forever. And if you come, you come, you don't. Whereas actually, like you said, it's seeing where that change is and going with it. Okay, our next segment, one of our funnest we have, is guess the open rate, higher or lower. Very simple. We are going to read out a series of genuine subject lines with their actual open rates, and you just have to guess whether it is higher or lower than the previous one. Every time you score correctly, you'll get a point. Obviously, by the end of the 5 subject lines, hopefully, you'll have high points. Now, I've got to say, this category, this segment, has caught out both of our first contestants.
I knew it.
Beyond belief.
This is going to be hard. I know this is going to be hard because also we don't know the full context of like lists and things like that. I think this is going to be the hardest yet, but let's see.
This is a tricky one. Okay, are you ready?
Ish.
So, our first subject line is new home, new name, same girl. Now, the subject line open rate for that was 37.3%. Okay.
Yeah, pretty good.
So, our next subject line is, are you worried about coming alone? Now, is that higher or lower than 37.3?
See, 37.3 is really quite high for a lot of lists, but again, context is key. Depends how big the list is. And then again, context of how big this list is. Are they all on the same list or are they on different lists? Even right. So basically, it's a free-for-all. We've just got to guess.
What I will say is there's no lists out of these 3 that are less than 15,000.
Okay. So they're decent-sized lists.
So they're healthy lists, yeah, for sure. So are you worried about coming alone? Is that higher or lower than 37?
I'm going to go lower. That
That is 47.6.
Ooh. Jeez, it's considerably higher. No, terrible start. Right,
not a
okay.
bad
So we're on
okay.
40
So 47.6 is the one to beat. So subject line number 2 is, what tickles your fancy? Is it higher or lower than 47.6?
The internet fully went. I didn't hear a word of that.
What tickles your fancy?
Totally going. Every time you speak, it just like breaks up.
Hang on. What about now? Let me try.
Yeah, you're coming back now. I think.
Yeah?
We're good. Yeah.
Okay. What tickles your fancy?
Okay, so I think this would be relatively high again, but I also think 47.6 is high. So I'm going to go lower.
Yeah.
My God.
It is
Who are these lists? These are super engaged lists.
59.9%.
And this is email lists, not WhatsApp.
Nope. Emails.
This is incredible. Okay.
Okay. Listen. It's
So what
all
are
right.
we now?
59.9. Okay. Number 3. I'm being a nosy girl.
So this has got to be lower. We can't keep going higher.
Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying lower, yeah.
Is 62.9.
Right, next one's higher. This is not working for me saying lower.
Okay.
The next one's higher.
Number 4. I was so lonely for so long.
I mean, loneliness we all share, so I would traditionally say this has got to go higher, but it can't keep going higher. Or is that the game? They just all keep going higher.
No, they don't all keep going higher.
So I've got either higher or lower than, what was it, 62?
And 62.9. Yeah.
Remind me, what was the last one?
I'm being a nosy girl was the last one. And this
And what's
one
this?
was I've been so lonely for so long.
I would say they're quite close to each other. Like, I would say these are both pretty good subject lines. So this is just the impossible task. I can't say lower again. Okay, I'm going to say lower again.
It is lower.
Oh, thank God. Can you imagine the first time I changed it?
It was 61%.
So only just. Wow.
Only just, yeah.
This
only
is a
just.
cruel game.
This is a tough
cool.
game. Yeah, this is a tough game. Okay, last one. And I know you're going to love this one. I loved it.
I bet.
It's not the size that matters, but then it has like the little aubergine emoji on it.
Aubergine. Yeah, get the aubergine in there, of course.
So is it higher or lower than the 61?
I mean, that creates all the intrigue. It's got the fun. I think it's going to be the high one, so we'll go high.
It's lower. It is still high, 56.9. So it's still in the high region. Okay.
Right, delete that round. That was awful. Nobody can hear that round. I don't give permission for anyone to listen to that.
1 point from that round.
Amazing.
Okay, this next segment is very simple. I just need Matt to answer 10 questions. The difficulty is he has to only answer the question before. Every one you get right, you will score a point. So there are big points to play for in this round if you are super, super on it. Are you ready? Do you understand? Are you with it? Are you on it?
I don't know if I'm with it, but I understand. We'll see if I'm with it in a moment.
Okay. Question number 1. What is your name? Question number 2. What was the name of your first business?
Matt.
How long was your Guinness World Record live stream?
Tribute Act Management.
Who is the host of this show?
53 hours and 1 minute.
Who is the greatest email marketer in the world?
John Mackey.
What year did you start Success School?
Alex Hormozy.
How many subscribers do you have?
2019.
How many press-ups can you do?
10,000.
What's 10 times 9?
40.
How many times a day do you look yourself in the mirror and say, hello, handsome?
90.
Congratulations. That's a full house.
Woo! And it's at least 50 times a day is the next one.
We have a quick fire bonus. As of right now, I need you to go and grab me the biggest spoon you can find.
For real, right now.
Like, as I'm talking to you now, your time has started.
I'm knackered.
Can you turn it round so I can see the face of it? No, not so. Yeah, wonderful. That's a completely pointless task. There are no points for that. I just wanted to see you get a spoon.
That's ridiculous. I'm knackered now for the rest of the game. I'm out.
So, our next segment is how well do you know yourself? So, we've done our research beforehand and we are going to quiz you on anything you may or may not have said at some point on the internet, in an interview, on stage. And I'm going to ask it to you and you're going to repeat back what you said. Is that pretty clear?
I mean, it's clear. We'll see how we do.
Okay. Question number 1. You set up your first business age 19. What was its full name?
So the first business was called Tribute Acts Management.
Is correct. You hold a Guinness World Record, but to the minute, how long was it?
53 hours, 1 minute.
Correct. You co-hosted a radio show every Tuesday. What was the name of the radio station?
I think it's LDC Radio.
Is correct, LDC Radio.
So embarrassing. I did it for about a year.
I was thinking, oh, he'll know this one.
So was I. And then I was like drawing blank. Yeah, that's right.
Your website states that your mission is to make something affordable to the masses. What is it?
Entrepreneurship. It's either entrepreneurship
Personal
or online
development.
business.
So you do know yourself pretty well. 4 out of 5 is not bad. Not bad. Okay, here we go. We have come to the moment. Probably the only reason people have tuned in is to watch if this idiot gets a bucket of green slime dunked on him. It is Gunge or Goat. So this is our grand finale. It's very simple. I'm going to ask you 5 questions. Now, because I've put you through the ringer a little bit, if you get all 5 correct, this bucket that's been sat here the whole show is going to be tipped on my head. But if you get 1 wrong, I will be saved for another episode. Are you ready to go? Because I don't know if I am.
Absolutely. I am absolutely ready. This is my only round that I've looked forward to. Let's go.
Okay. Question number 1. What does CTA stand for?
That would be call to action.
Question 2. What is the name of the email you send to someone after they just sign up to your email list?
Wait, don't actually know the terminology. I would just call it the nurture, your email nurture.
We spoke
email.
about it earlier. We spoke literally about how many are in this sequence.
It's like a welcome email nurture sequence. It's the same. Give me that. I'll get that. The welcome email.
Yes. True or false, Gary Barlow wrote most of Take That's hits. And what is the name of your own membership?
Success School.
Okay, so question number 5. Now, I'm going to give you multiple choice answers, so it's not overly difficult for you.
That means it's really hard. Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so what does the word spam in Can Spam actually stand for? Does it stand for controlling the assault of non-solicited purchases and marketing? Does it stand for controlling the assault of non-solicited pornography and marketing? Or controlling the assault of non-solicited persistence and marketing?
So I don't know the answer. So thank you for the multiple choice because I would have been screwed. My mind goes to, and this is an important one because the viewers want you to get gunged right now. So my mind would go to, I don't think it's the pornography one. I think it's either A or C. Is that the face of somebody sweating or somebody who I've just let off the hook? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm going to go with the third option, C.
Controlling the assault of non-solicited persistence and marketing. That's C.
Yeah.
That is incorrect.
Oh, no, I've let everybody down.
You were absolutely right when you excluded it.
Which one?
It was controlling the assault of non-solicited pornography and marketing.
There we go. I've learned something new. You've saved yourself from a gunge. I've learned something new. But the most important question is where I'm at on the scoreboard.
Yes, that is exactly like, thank goodness I lived to fight another day. Performance today. Total score today is 25 points. So puts you second on the leaderboard. You have jumped above Alex Catoni and just behind Kennedy by a point.
Listen, if I'm sandwiched between those two, I'm doing all right. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, you should be. What can I say, Matt? Thank you so much. What would you say to anyone thinking of watching this, wanting to watch this, why they should watch this?
I think it's great. I think one thing that we spoke about is constantly evolving and doing things that the audience wants and needs. And I think this show very clearly breaks the mold of just another podcast where somebody's just interviewed. I think it's fun. I think it's a little bit wacky. It's a bit bonkers, but hopefully people have actually got some good value in listening whilst being entertained. And hey, I'm listening for next week in the hope that the next guest can actually get you gunged, and I failed.
Thank you so much for this. I have been John McKee. This has been my fun house. And if you want to become a GOAT of marketing, this is the channel you're going to want to be on. Subscribe, follow, share.